Success can be defined as the accomplishment of an aim or a purpose. I'm taking this public speaking class as part of the requirement in the surgical technology degree plan in which I'm working towards. I also feel that it will help prepare me for future job interviews or to simply better my everyday communication skills. Now let's take an insight of who I am and how and why I got here. My name is Pam White. I live in the Little Cypress area. I graduated in LCM back in 1995, a few years ago. I've been married for 22 years, and we have two very handsome and talented young men. Our oldest is 20 years old. He's married and is serving his second year in the United States Air Force. Our youngest is 16 years old and marches on the drum line at LCM High School, and also is on the varsity track team. I've been on the executive board for the LCM Athletic Booster Club. I enjoy volunteering at the various events at the schools. I've held my Texas cosmetology operator license since 2004, my instructor license since 2007. In 2010, I got my provider license from the Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation, where I certify cosmetologists across the state and help them with their licensing renewal process. I'm also one of the continuing education providers in the state of Texas for two of the largest beauty supply distributors, and also teach at several of their trade shows in the state of Texas each year. Now, my educational background. I feel like it's a well-rounded one. Right after high school, I started college classes with a nursing degree in mind. After about a year, I took some time off to start a family. But then while working at a banking institution a few years later, I had turned my focus to business management and finance. I did fairly well at this time. I was even inducted into the Alpha Beta Gamma Honor Society. In 2001, just before the birth of our second son, I decided to take another break from college and focus a little bit more on our growing family. Fast forward to a few years later after that, I decided to completely change my direction and career path, and I enrolled in cosmetology school. I wanted a career that would allow me to set my own hours and have a schedule that would revolve around my boys' schedules, especially while they were so young. I graduated cosmetology school, the top of my class, but I didn't stop there. I continued on a few years later and received my instructor's license that eventually allowed me to take over a continuing education business that I still operate today. Now here I am, yet again, back in college, where I started more than 20 years ago. I like to consider myself an optimist. I'm a people person, a self-motivated team player, with a little bit of sense of humor. I like to see people smile. And I also believe that you're never too old to learn something new. Now that we know that I'm the old lady in class, I hope that others can use me as an example and not be afraid to start something new or start over and be satisfied in their successes. Sonia George, one of my cosmetology instructors, work colleagues, and now one of my very best friends, had repeated some words of wisdom to me many years ago. See, it was Sonia who I reached out to long ago whenever I had acquired my instructor's license. I really wasn't sure which avenue I wanted to take with it. At the time, she had a continuing education business in which she provided CE to the state. She invited me to come with her to see if I was interested in teaching with her. So after many weeks of preparing and studying the material, she put me on the spot in front of 500 people. And so began my teaching career. But little did I know then, Sonia was actually preparing me to take over her business. So back when she was my instructor in cosmetology in school, to when she was preparing me to take over her continuing education business, Sonia George would repeat these words to me to help keep my eyes on my goals. She still repeats these words as encouragement. And these words I have certainly and will always live by. Successful people do the things that unsuccessful people won't do.